All right, guys. So, going to get started here with episode 5 of the breakdown, EHL edition. So, first off, I'm going to get this started with a little bit about last season, a little statement from the league, if you will. So, there's been a lot of rumors flying, and I just want to straighten everything up and kind of clear it up right now. We tried to get with Aces for a week. And he couldn't make time for us. He was making games in other leagues, but he wouldn't make time to meet with us. So um, Ice had to make the decision of kind of moving forward with the league because once playoffs hit in a league, it's very important that we are preparing for the next season. So Ice felt the best for the league, and which I agreed with him, that we needed to make a move right there. So what we decided to do was bring Bud on board, which is what we were going to try to talk to Aces about during that week, is maybe try to bring Bud on to help Aces out a little bit because Aces did not have help. And that was the downfall to season 1, in my opinion. That's what hurt season 1, is Aces just did not have enough help. Props to him because he tried his best to keep the league running with what he was dealt, and he done a pretty good job of keeping it together, given what kind of hand he was dealt. So definitely thank you for that. But because he wouldn't meet with us, and we couldn't get things going, so we decided to kind of give Bud the lead role, and we asked Aces to come on and basically help Bud, and then maybe because Bud's a football guy, so in a couple months, hopefully he's going back to leading the football league if Madden will grace us with team play. So we wanted kind of Bud to help Aces straighten things out, and then Aces potentially move back into that role, or maybe even into the VPLO position if Hones wanted to move up or whatever. So we talked to Aces. Aces said that he didn't want to do that, and he would rather just step away from staff. So that's kind of what we were dealt with. There's been some rumors that we fired him, this, that, and the other. Completely false. And if anybody would like to see the transcripts of the text from any of that, I have it all copied and pasted. Every communication that I've had with Aces from the beginning of the EHL, the whole birth of it, up until the last message that he has sent me, I have saved onto my PC here. You can see my PC in the background. I have it all saved. So if there's any questions or anybody wants anything cleared up, I would be more than happy to clear the air of the crappy rumors and stuff like that. It's all child's play. People that got little butthurt syndrome, whatever you want to call it. There's just a lot of things that are lies. I like to be a man about things and just approach it directly. So if anybody has any questions for me, by all means, come and reach out to me and ask me. I'll be more than happy to answer some questions for you. I know some people had expressed some concerns over the stat system. There were 2 issues brought to us on the stat system the whole season. I can show you the transcripts from those, that communication about those 2 issues, and those 2 issues were corrected. If I don't know about issues, I can't correct them. So when you guys are seeing things, by all means, bring them to me. If I don't know about it, I can't fix it. If I know about it, I can take it to the dev team and we can get it fixed. It's really not a big deal. Our whole goal is to make things as good as possible for you guys. It's not about us. It's not about trying to make money. It's not about any of that. Our whole goal, and you'll see it with the store, is to provide the best experience possible on team play leagues on the website or on the internet, for you guys to be able to earn something from just participating in a league. So with that, I will step down off my soapbox. We'll start with Ice. And what are your thoughts on season 1?
Um, It was the Getzloff show. I mean, realistically, he just destroyed
Preach.
every award possible that he could possibly get his hands on. I mean, those Pittsburgh. I honestly, I thought LA was going to beat him, but Pittsburgh, I think, swept them or only lost one game to them in the finals. So,
I don't think they lost the game.
I mean,
They did work.
they might have swept lost one, but they just rolled through. It's nice to go back through and see those guys sign back up. I mean, that's always nice. So with that being said, it was the Getzloff show for season 1. As for how things looked, I think it was an absolute shit show. The reason why I approached Aces and other staff was because of the situation that I was getting complaints constantly about things not getting done, trades going through, but it was like a 3-for-1. Rosters had like 23 guys on them when they were only supposed to have 12 to 15, 16 max. There was just no rules set in place. We had owners quitting left and right. We had people not showing up for games. We had forfeits. Hell, we had 18 losses by one team, and only 15, or out of those 18 losses, 15 of them didn't have stats in the system. Throughout the whole season, I kept my hands back away and let the league run itself. Obviously, that was a huge mistake because I got blamed for everything in the long run. But I only stepped in on one decision, and they were trying to blacklist owner 3 days before the end of the season. So I stepped in and was like, hey, don't do that. Let the guy finish so we don't have to forfeit more games. We're all here to play. Let him play. That was it. I gave my opinion when asked, but I never forced my hand on any other decision on the league at all. Zero. So, I'm not a CEO that wants to be involved in leagues. I have Mags in place, which is my chief operating officer who handles that. I just want to show up and play. That's why I created this site. That's why I worked with Mags to help get it going. I worked with Colossal, which is the other co-owner. I worked with Fatal. I work with these guys because this is a great hobby of mine and I enjoy it. So I don't want to get involved. I don't want to be that owner of that site that says it has to be my way or whatever. I just want the rules to be followed and everybody to show up and play. So with that being said, I think season 1 was an absolute shit show. It was Getzloff and the Pittsburgh Penguins destroying everybody they get their hands on. So it was a great season for those guys. Other than that was my thoughts on season 1.
All right, Silent, you weren't really around. Do you have any comments on season 1 at all?
Not really. I wasn't really around for it much. Not really. I just, I know Eastern had a good run with the Penguins for the Cup, and I was kind of around a little late on it, so I don't really have any comments on it because I don't really know much about season 1.
Sure. What about you, Bud? I know you were around at least as a player.
Yeah, I had a little different perspective maybe than some other people. I was on training camp for the whole season, which was surprising to me. I figured at some point I'd get called up because I was extremely active during the preseason. And anytime anybody needed someone to fill in for a pickup game or whatever, I was instantly, jumping into parties. And then I my first week, I played for the Flames, and I was able to get some games in that first week, and then I was traded, and after that, I pretty much didn't see the ice for 2 weeks, and then I got a game, and then I got traded again, and then I didn't see another game till the Stanley Cup Finals, Game 4, which we lost with 12 seconds left on the clock. They got a shot in, so...
Ooh. That was the real Uncle Drew scoring the game winner, right? I had kind of
different perspective. I'm sorry?
That was Uncle Drew, Mr. User Pick, scoring the last goal there on you guys, right?
I'm not sure who did it. I was kind of more upset with the fact that was my only game in almost since the beginning of the season
right.
of playing, because I didn't get really talked to or by any of the following owners that picked me up. So
right.
they seemed to have their own set of guys who were playing actively, so they didn't really need use of a training camp.
Sounds like you got stuck on active teams as opposed to one of the teams that probably could have used an active guy.
Pretty much. I went from the Flames to the Tampa Bay to the Bruins to LA, I think was where I finally finished out. So I think all four of those teams, I wasn't really on the Flames long enough to really see how they did, but I know I think the Bruins and Tampa Bay both made the playoffs, I think. So or almost did at least.
Tampa Bay did. Bruins were close, but I was on the Bruins. We didn't quite make it, but for me. So go ahead.
That was basically my perspective. I know I heard things at the end of the season because I really didn't get a lot of insight to the behind-the-scenes stuff or the way things were working until the end of the season, until everything was over, and I was able to talk to some of the people in charge. And like, this was going on and that was going on, and a lot of it was, he said, she said, and so the good thing is, I think we've. With some of the people I've talked to, I hope they're coming back this season. I hope they realize that there's going to be a change coming forward, and I'm going to head that definitely. So.
It's definitely a good thing having you in there. I think you'll do very good in getting things set up properly. The big thing with me for season 1 is I just want to apologize to people. Season 1 went the way a lot of season 1s go for first seasons in places. So don't get me wrong there. I didn't expect greatness or anything like that. But the thing I would like to apologize for is the fact that the commissioner kind of bounced on you guys. I pulled it up here so you guys can see it. But UV won the Bill Masterton Award, and I'm not trying to put UV on the spot here at all, but he was not the Bill Masterton winner in my opinion, and it's to no fault for Bud or Hones, these guys that voted on the award, because they weren't here the whole season. Had Aces stayed around, somebody like Defective Lego or shoot, Getzloff could have used another award since he only got 14 of them. These guys like that could have are guys that really are the ones that are the exemplifies perseverance, sportsmanship, dedication to hockey. These guys are the guys that really drove the league, kept it running. I mean, even some of the guys that left to do their own thing, like, they were what I saw as examples of what I want to see here in the EHL. That
Max,
wasn't
real quick.
perfect, but and it is what it is. But had Aces stayed around, things might have went a little bit different with awards and things like that. So I just wanted to apologize for that situation being put upon you guys as players, and we'll work to ensure that doesn't happen in the future. And Bud, you were going to say something? Hop in there.
I can speak to 100% certainty that had Aces stuck around, he's the guy we kept saying, this is the guy that should win this award, but at the same time, he unfortunately didn't finish out the season as commissioner.
Right.
And
he could have definitely earned it because he kept the league afloat.
Yes, he did. And another guy was Eberweem. We even considered Eberweem as well because he stepped in the middle of the season and helped rewrite the ship during the middle of the season. He unfortunately, really when guys step away like unfortunately that they did, it makes it real hard to pick somebody. And we were kind of crunched for time. And I can speak to one thing when it comes to UV is we were looking, we did have one thing we did like, and that was he was able to step in with his team, taking it over and running it. And I believe Hones told me that he took no forfeits while operating that team, as well as getting his guys to play games. Obviously, there was off-the-field antics with him, but when it came to on ice, I believe he did do. If you take one aspect of that award away, there was other aspects he really drove home strongly. And so, obviously, he was dedicated so much that he, tried whatever he could to get his team into the playoffs. So, and not so much like not in a scheming or bad way, but in a way that, was trying his best to use the rule book and help his team make the playoffs. So, I mean, I know 100% of the award isn't necessarily. Towards him is accurate, but I do believe some aspects of that award definitely hit home with what he was able to do when he took over that team, and as I explained, it wasn't the greatest of seasons. So for him to step up and do what he did and really help us not fully collapse, I mean, that's where I applaud him.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I mean,
UV,
you really don't have to
UV
defend
actually.
your decision at all. I mean, you guys were put in a situation where you had to make a decision. So
UV had one forfeit throughout when as he took over, which was pretty good considering that a lot of teams had a lot more, and we also dropped 2 teams, and so I mean he did have one. That's it. Just so you guys are clear, just statistic.
all right, so we're going to move into the second portion here, and what would you like to see change the most going into season 2? And we'll start with Bud.
Well, one of the things that I heard, obviously at the end of the season, is some inconsistency from staff regarding rulings, regarding perceived bias. Whether it's actually there or not, who knows? Again, it comes down to he said, she said. So you don't really know which way everything goes. Nobody has evidence of anything. So at the end of the day, you can only take it for what it's worth. But one of the things that I heard about was perceived bias, perceived inconsistency in rulings, and also allowing things to slip through the cracks, as I explained about only 15 of 18 losses having stats reported. That's going to change as long as I'm in charge, because anybody that knows me knows that I'm a stickler for the rules, and the reason I'm a stickler for the rules is because I feel when everybody's following the rules, then there's a respect gained from that. And when people respect it, they respect each other, and everything flows and moves more clearly, especially when everything stays above board, everything's consistent. So that's kind of one of the things that I want to see going into next season that I'm definitely going to be spearheading towards, is making sure that unless someone's just speaking out the side of their mouth for speaking out their side of their mouth, they just want to do that, they want to tear down the league, then that's their own prerogative. But at the end of the day, I don't want anybody with any type of legitimacy coming back and saying, well, you guys ruled this way for this guy, and this guy must be your friend or something. That's not going to happen. I will shut it down.
Well, not only that, but rules will be followed as well. But one of the things that you mentioned that it just brought to my attention, and I forgot all about it, was biased and so forth. I had teams yelling at me that I should call a forfeit in the playoffs because somebody wasn't entering stats, and I should make that game a forfeit, which was a legally won game, because they didn't put in stats within 24 hours. And then on the opposite side of the conference, nobody was putting in stats. So, I mean, it was that biased. So I got a lot of heat because I didn't call that one game a forfeit. I wanted them to play it out, which Richard ended up winning and going on to the finals like he should have done legitly. And then the opposite side, nobody was putting in stats correctly, and nobody said nothing over there. But they wanted to point at this one game that they won legitly. So, I mean, that kind of bias stuff, I heard it all season. I just kept my nose out of all of it. And then, we do what we do now to move forward. But those types of things, I want to see I'd be happy with 6 teams, 8 teams this season. Good owners that don't quit, they stick around, and I want to see that.
Yeah, exactly. It needs the dedication. That's what
the
needs
dedication,
to move forward.
And growth. I mean, I ain't worried about growth right now from what we had last season. Our numbers were like ridiculous 39% blacklist numbers. We had owners quitting. We had, players crying and running away to other places, and that's fine, like whatever. But bottom line is, I'd like to see all of that change. I'd like to build a league on what it should be built on. Is by solid foundation, and that's good, solid owners, good, solid players that are willing to stick around and play. And there's tons of people that play hockey, so I'm not worried about 200 guys. I'm sure that number won't be hard to come about.
Yeah.
All right, Silent.
Yeah,
what
man.
That's what I would like
dedication.
to see.
Dedication, man. Like y'all said, the commissioner kind of dipped out halfway through the season, right?
No, he stuck it out to the right at the end there, but he pretty much mentally dipped out. I mean, I was on his team, and I can tell you right now, and this isn't a knock at him, I wanted to work with him, but I can tell you right now that we forfeited 2 games because LG games were more important than our games, which by a commissioner, what does that say to the whole league? It's kind of crappy.
Right.
We took 1 forfeit because he had to get to a different game, and then also we forfeited a game because he didn't show up. So we were waiting just on him, and he didn't show up as a commissioner. And yet I'm the bad guy for even thinking about removing him. But whatever. I mean that's dedication is definitely what we need.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Well, basically, I was going to elaborate on what Ice was talking about in terms of teams for next season. Obviously, that's going to be hugely driven by signups. One of the things that I would like to see happen is stick with 8 teams. If we get the numbers for 8 teams, great. And if some of the people that we bring in as staff and ownership, and the guys they bring in as well, do a good job of word of mouth advertising. And bring more guys, and we get, if we're lucky enough to get the kind of numbers that we had in the previous season, and maybe more, you never know. What I would prefer to do is expand lines versus expand teams, and that way I can keep, to the best ability, I would like to keep quality ownership versus quantity. I mean, right. It would be one thing if these teams that were being picked, you actually use their actual roster, so you're playing with Kane and Gretzky and so on. I'm not a big hockey guy. I apologize for that.
For plenty of years, but like Crosby, Patrick Kane.
It was kind of a sarcastic joke. But I mean, it would be one thing if you're playing with Ovechkin and Kane and Lemieux, but but we're not. We're playing with our own players. We're playing in a class system, kind of similar to Call of Duty, and so I feel that would have helped us this season. It would have helped us in for those who know about the EFL this prior season to have quality ownership versus quantity.
Yep.
It would have definitely helped us out big time in strengthening our league, and we may have been able to have better seasons in both sports had we kept quality ownership versus quantity. And like I said, if we were using those actual teams with the actual players, then I could see more teams versus more lines because people want to play with specific players. But since we're using our own guys, and essentially teams are what's the word? Just skins. That's the word. Skins that you use. I'm the Washington skin or whatever. Then let's put more lines out there. We can potentially maybe play more games, play more efficiently, get more guys out on the ice, which would be amazing. Potentially utilize our training camp better, so we don't see a high quit rate in there. And have fun. Definitely, that's something I think me and Hones have expressed interest is getting more lines out there versus more teams.
I definitely agree with that because, quality before quantity. Only time it wouldn't be that if you're trying to get beer or something. But anyways, it's all about the
Ditto on
like
that one.
Max said. Like Max said, the first season was, it was expected in some way. That's how it is with every, because this is, somewhat a newer site. So yeah, hopefully for this next season we just get better dedication from the owners and staff and players and all that, where people want to actually get up and play and stuff, and hopefully they don't try to blow off this league for the LG whatever league gaming. And yeah, just we definitely need some more signups though. That's always a good thing, and like Bud pointed out, I'm fine with it'd be better with 8 teams rather than 14 or 10 with not as good owners that are not as dedicated as 8 would be. So I mean, yeah, y'all pretty much pointed out everything that we need for the next season.
Yeah, I definitely agree with pretty much what's been echoed so far.
Mm-hmm.
My big thing is just I don't care the size of a league. I really don't. I just want the quality to be there. So good owners, the players usually are good. Every now and then you run into a couple divas that are just crybaby whinies, whatever you want to call them. But just good quality, solid league, fun league. That's really all I care about. That it's ran fairly.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's good quality.
Yeah.
The numbers will create themselves if you have a fair, unbiased, fun league. The numbers will produce themselves. So for me, that's really what we need. All right. So moving forward into our this will be our last segment for the. What do you guys feel you can bring to the community? So, this is mainly a question that can be answered by Bud and Silent.
Mm-hmm.
With you guys being new to the league, Bud being new to the commissioner, not new to the league, and then Silent, this will be his first year in the league, and I think he's a prospective owner. So we'll start with Silent on this. So, what do you feel that you can bring to the EHL?
Hopefully just a good influence as an owner. Now I've been judged on the EVA, but this is totally different. This is a start over. But anyways, yeah, just maybe good. Just show other owners that just to be dedicated, man, and because that's what drives the league forward is people actually playing and putting in the stats to make it as official as you possibly can, and fun. And it's not fun because I know what it's like, because people always, like, how the players, a lot of them want the stats and stuff, and it's not fun for them if the stats aren't getting put in by some owners, and that kind of drives them off a little bit. They'll go play in a different league or something like that. It drives them off. Of course, everybody likes to play, but everybody, wants to have good stats and, follow up on that and, try to, get awards and all that. But mainly, I just want to, like I said, bring an influence to other owners and players that, just to get this league going and hopefully just get dedication going through the league. That's pretty much it.
Oh, absolutely. What about you, Bud?
Well, I think I'd like to believe that Ice, Mags, and some of the other people that have known me throughout the years, because I've been part of the online team play community since season 5 of the VFL on a website from a distant galaxy, and I was lucky enough to be picked up as staff by Magician and I think Crazed Voodoo, name from the past, back in the day, who allowed me to be staff and utilized my tools as effectively as possible, which if they could put duct tape on my mouth, I think they would have.
Probably.
But I bring 2 things that I pride myself on, and one is dedication, and the other one is integrity. And that's the 2 things I promise, is that I will dedicate myself to making sure that everything's getting done, and not only getting done, but getting done right. As well as I take my integrity very seriously. And the reason I do that is because I was always brought up that your name's worth something as long as you give it worth. And whether it be my gamer tag, my real name, my handle, whatever, I want people, whether I'm on an Xbox Live or in real life, to see my name and know that at the end of the day they can trust me. In unfortunately an increasing world where you can't trust your best friend that you grew up with. So
Amen to that.
So that is what I that's what I try to bring to the table is just those two things, as well as I hope that I'm able to live up to the expectation of getting this league rebounded and get it back in the place where it can be, and we can have some fun, and I can get, obviously, if I'm lucky enough, if we're all lucky enough that EA will, finally realize their mistake in removing online team play, then I can move on over to football and have some people in place that will reflect those things that I, hold dear, for lack of better wording.
Yes.
That's what I bring. That's what I want to bring. That's what I hope this season will be, is a strong testament to, regardless of the sport, I can come in and do what needs to be done and run a league.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hear you on that.
you would not have been put in place if we didn't trust your decision-making skills and your integrity when it comes to enforcing the rules. Definitely why you're in the position that you're in. For me, I just hope that I can bring support to you guys, the EHL community, whether it be, stat system improvements, which we've got our store releasing on the 11th at the very latest.
Bad downtime.
Yep. I heard that. You're not the only one who thinks that way. Not only us, but the community.
I got EC burning a hole in my pocket.
I heard that.
My AC is burning.
But your EC is non-existent, so.
I just want my Domino's gift card, man.
Does he really? Oh, he got lucky and still has some left.
I just want my Domino's gift card.
So, we'll have a lot of different things in the store, but, off from that, with the store being completed, it gives me the time to start working on the stat system. And, the perks that are going to come with the stat system are, it may not look like some other places may have, but some of the things that we're going to have in place are not like anything you've ever seen before. And that's the cool thing about, having, multiple options when it comes to online team play leagues, is we're going to offer something that you're not going to have seen on other sites before. You're not going to be able to experience it anywhere else but here. And, I feel that uniqueness is something that is, great that we're able to bring to you guys. It's still a few months away from being, coming to fruition and being able to see it. But the fact is, it's there and it's coming. And that's exciting for me. So I hope to be able to provide you guys with that support, be able to take your input and put it into the stat system, because, it's at the end of the day, as I've said before, it's for you guys. So hopefully that, I'll be able to take all the input you guys give me and we'll be able to put it into the stat system and just make something unique and great to this site. So, and make us unique from other places.
Yeah, and also,
speaking of,
go ahead.
Sorry, where else can you spend 3 months on a website, play through the season, make that $1 million mean something, go in, enter a raffle, and win Halo the Master Chief Collection? Full 5-6 games into one to play, and you won it. All you did was spend the last 5 or 6 months on a site like you would have spent somewhere else and enjoyed, or I guess not even 5 to 6 weeks on a site, and enjoyed a season. Those types of things, and we punish, of course, the people that blacklist, leave the site, whatever. Those types of people are punished and lose EC on that. So
with the
Forfeit, yeah, forfeits. The owners do get, the owners do, after 3 forfeits, they do get, minus EC as well. So I mean, with that being said, there's no place else currently, and my idea behind this was to create a free-to-play, this is what this is. This is a free-to-play site. It doesn't cost you anything to sign up. It's just your time and effort of putting it in. And really, I'm almost certain it'll take off to the level that I want it to take off. And again, we're not looking to make millions of dollars on this. Every dollar we've made to this point has gone right back into the site, and we continue to do that. And we'll continue moving in the future of spending money right back into the site. So with that being said, I mean, what I bring to the site is, as CEO, I will continue to lead the ship to make sure that we have a server that stays open. We have leagues going on. We have great guys like Mags in place that continue to push these leagues forward. We have great guys like Hans Rule, Bud, Return of the King over on the other side, Truth, which was named VPLO of the EBA. Those types of people pushing the site forward, I appreciate. So that's what I will do or continue to bring to the site or to this league.
Man. Well said.
All right, guys.
Well said. Well, I mean, the site as well, though. You know what I mean? Well said, though.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to wrap up this episode 5 of the Breakdown EHL episode. So we'll start with Ice the Man with anything you would like to say to the league, any shout-outs, anything like that. So.
Yeah, hey, they're looking for owners. Tell your friends about it. Let's get some signups rolling. Let's grow the league. Let's continue to make it happen. The store will be launched. That's right, will be 4/11 next Monday, or this coming up Monday, if you haven't watched it, whatever, 4/11, the store will be fucking launched. Yeah. That means you can go spend your EC and make a pretty name color or whatever you want to do with it. But it's up to you. All that hard-earned EC. So Getzloff can go spend all that big cash flow he made from all those awards. Other than that, I mean, continue to be active, guys.
All right. Silent, what about you, buddy?
First, I want to give a shout out to obviously Mags and Ice for making this all work. We've been around for 8 months, something like that. Not even a full year yet. And
yeah, since August, so yeah, about 8 months.
Yeah, everything's looking good so far. We're definitely going to grow, and definitely shout out to y'all and Bud for stepping in as commissioner in the EHL, all the other commissioners in the other leagues, and just shout out to all you guys because y'all are the one that's making it possible. And I just want to say there's a lot of NHL fans out there, and if you want to sign up, go ahead, and don't forget to ask one of your friends or a couple of your friends, whoever plays hockey with you, ask them about it, tell them about how the league is, and that we give out prizes and all that stuff, for your time spent on the site and all that, and just get your friends to sign up. We need them, and that's it.
Also, if you refer somebody, have them put your name in the referral list, and you get 2 EC for referring them. So,
yep,
already start to build up your referral list. So, get them to sign up and join the leagues.
All right, Bud.
Well, I just want to tell everybody I can't wait for this season coming up. Can't wait to get this going. And then I hope we're able to put together something that will set the foundation for years to come, and I do mean years. I'd like to thank first and foremost Dre 206 for introducing me to League Arena. He met me playing FIFA, and he was like, "Hey man, do you like Madden?" Yeah, sure. I love Madden. I haven't played it in years, but I love Madden. He goes, "Get the game. Let's play some team play." And that's when I signed up for the first time. That's the only reason why I even know anything about anything right now. He got me into it, and a good friend of mine. And Mags, Craze Voodoo, Blaze, Ice, Romo, Truth.
God Almighty, he's going out some old school names.
Johnny, Beat Down Johnny, for being staff with me, Mags and Blaze and Johnny and Crazy Voodoo for giving me opportunities, Hostility for giving me a opportunity in the past, Fatal Attack. All these guys helped me get to where I am today. Very thankful. And hopefully I will make you guys proud as we go into this next season. And rock it, man.
Hoorah, man.
Yeah. Little note about Crazy Voodoo. His name is Kiahi Kakugawa. So definitely the coolest name in the
You
history
said
of
that
online
very
team play.
well. You pronounced that very well, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sure I did.
We,
uh,
I ain't gonna go there.
he's he's
What
definitely
cloud?
has the greatest name definitely in the history of team play. But thank you to all the people that have signed up for the website and play on the website. Everything that you guys do, it creates revenue for us to put back into the website. I can't say it enough that everything that we earn is literally going back into the website. We're putting everything back in so that you guys can enjoy the team play experience and get something back for it. Ice mentioned it. You can't really go anywhere else and just play in a league and be able to enter a raffle to win. He mentioned the Master Chief Collection or a 12-year or 12-month subscription to Xbox Live or a 12-month EA Access subscription. Like you're not going to
Or
find that
Domino's.
anywhere else.
Or
And then like
possibly drugs. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
hey, you know
Yeah.
what? The way things are going, I mean, it could be possible. If Bernie Sanders wins the election, you might be able to buy a dime bag on an elite team play. I don't know. It could. It could.
I don't know about that. Let's go a little far.
Right.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
I think we just
have
gained
thousands of
150
sign-ups.
members or 420 members right there. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
420.
so
Oh, the whole state of Denver just joined.
So you mean
Washington's
Colorado?
in the
Because
holding pattern
Denver
right
is
now.
definitely not a
Colorado.
state.
Yeah, the whole state of Denver.
Let's not talk about Denver. Let's change the subject
That's
about
great.
Denver.
Okay, so
I don't want to talk about Denver.
aside from
That's great.
Ice fell in geography class in high school,
Yes, twice.
And PE for not dressing out.
there's a lot of cool things that we offer that can't be offered at other websites or aren't offers. They can be, but they just aren't. It's
Yeah.
just it's a cool thing that we offer. It's fun. It gives you guys an incentive for playing that you can't find anywhere else. And to me, it's just what drives me to help. To build the community. To be able to provide you guys with some cool things. Even though the store's opening, it won't stop the little promotions that you see that I've done. I just do these things out of my pocket. The little like the giveaway of the Microsoft dollars for just random stuff that we do.
How much have we given away to this point?
Right now, let's see. Let's look in here. Let me go back to the forums here, and I'll look at the actual dollar amount.
I'll say I know it's a while, and I don't think even any site has given away things like just for. I've never been a part of.
Yeah,
those.
right now, of course, freaking I Ball So Hard won the first two promotions, but right now we've given away $180. Just on
$180 of Microsoft fucking money, just because we wanted to.
Yeah, we had
whatever.
we had I Ball So Hard won the referral giveaway for having the most referrals. The original $65, he won it also. Beast moding it. That was just a giveaway for people joining the website, like back when we first started. And then we did a Twitter giveaway, so everybody that followed us on Twitter. Crash, I Don't Lose Much, Utah AP, IR Brady, and Pete Magnum. All those guys got $10 in Microsoft Cash. So that was $50 right there. Those 5 guys got.
That's what this league's about, man.
Those
For giving other
will
people a
continue.
chance to
Like
have
that's
fun.
not something that's going to go away. Fortunately, I work for a company that gives me stock options. So I sell my stock. I buy some Microsoft Cash for you guys. And then I just give it away. I mean, it's just call it
Mhm.
what you want. I just like to provide a community with something that's fun. And what's more fun than free
Exactly.
money? I don't know anything more fun than free money. I just don't. So free money's
Yeah, there's
awesome.
nothing,
So
especially
Free
this
food, that
country.
comes
This
pretty close.
country,
free
this
free
country loves
free
free
food is
money.
awesome. If I could get like a voucher for
Yeah,
Golden
free food
Corral,
comes pretty
I
close.
would be in heaven.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yeah, dude,
Um,
I'm just
that's what
saying.
America's about these days is just free everything.
Free
right.
everything. That's
So
it.
sign up for the leagues, play on the website, earn free crap. I mean,
Yeah.
what better way to say it? So appreciate you guys tuning in. Episode 5 of the EHL breakdown, and we'll get back to you.